Good evening and welcome to another random stream. Random. It's not altogether random, it's put up beforehand. Good evening. Alright, let's just mute that one. Okay. Hey. Oh, it's the first live stream with the new channel name. Okay. Okie dokie, that seems to be working. Half great gig, that's it. Anyway, right, so what are we doing today? We've got a new room, half a room with no guitars. No guitars today. Now we've got a lot of keyboards still. What am I showing you there? Oh, you're facing that way. It's alright, let me get you on a different view. There you go. We've got no guitars. Got a guitar, keyboards. So today I will be getting rid of these keyboards out of here, up into another room, because I need some room for future project. Okay, future project I need room for. And my poor home recording studio is slowly turning into something else. It's transforming into something else. So, I've still got a guitar strap left. Still got a guitar strap left. Quite a funky one. That needs to go up with the guitars. And amplifiers and all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. Got to go out of here to make room for future project. Future project. Yeah, change the name from Dave Paul Jones to Half Greek Geek. Now, if you didn't get my other bit, I've already got a channel, a branding channel called Half Greek Geek. Hope YouTube doesn't moan too much. The one is at Half Greek Official, and the other one is at Dave Paul Jones. So, anyway, let's see how that goes. Surely YouTube won't say a lot if it's from the same channel, really. Yeah. Okay. All right then. So we're doing if they thought the logo, yes, UPAS KPV2, more live work. So we've got various things going on. We've got our boxes. I've ordered nylon self-adhesive feet, 3mm by 13mm tall. I've got to have a look at that first. Got a bit of room now to get this monitor out of the way, for instance. If it will reach. Will it reach the desk? I'm not so sure. Let's have a look. Right, where's that going? That is the mains lead, actually. Yeah, that is the mains lead. We're struggling here for space. Right, so let me unplug the mains lead for the monitor. Don't really need a monitor plugged in at the minute. So hope I don't take the live stream off. Never mess with anything to do with your live stream. Okay, I suppose I could unplug that monitor. Got 4 monitors on the go here, potentially. So, to put this lead away, it's a bit of live goings on, hence the live work. Live work, it is work after all. Well, sort of. Not the main one. Right, so put that one on there for a minute. Ooh, sorry about the squeal. Alright, we'll open up this one here. We've got our UPAS KP V2 just there. And we could plug it in, I suppose. Test one, it's a demo case one. Demonstration case. Okay, that's going to go that way. Let's plug it in. Plug it in. Let's plug it in. And we go. Still got keyboards in the way. They're going to have to go. Right, so they're going to have to go, them keyboards, because they are in my way. Needs must. There we go. UPAS KP V2. Let's try something. Yeah. So we've got a locked rim latch. It's locked. Now it's unlocked. Locked, unlocked. With an OLED on board and all the rest of it. Right, so you've seen all that. That's good. That's a little carry demo case. So obviously I've got to take that around and oops, come on, you can do it. Here's the new case, new box for the new UPAS KP V2. You've seen that. So ultimately we're carrying this around with as many of these as we can. As many of these as we can. Put people on the spot. Say, you want to buy some? Show them how it works. And let's see. So we get our phone. It's supposed to be a chill session. Let's bring this over here. Got all sorts of stuff going on here. Can see it a little bit better there. Let's bring up a apps slated for sleep. Yeah, take them to sleep, right. So let's see if we can connect to that one on the wireless. Let's have a look. Maybe trying to connect to, not sure what it's connecting to. Doesn't seem to find that one, so that might be connected to the network. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, it could be. Let's put it into access point mode. Ready? Hold the button in. 2 bleeps for access point mode. It'll reboot. And this should come up now with a UPAS KP, UPAS serial number in a minute. Is it gonna do it? Surely. There it is. Just showed up now. You can't see very good because there's no automatic focus. Let's connect to it. So we're connecting to it now. Okay. So checking the quality of internet. Won't find any internet, of course. No internet to be found. Right, it's connected. It's give up trying to connect to internet. So we'll go on to Chrome. And we want to go on to find it. So we'll put the number in. This is going to be 99. Go. And we've got our web interface up. Web interface for that controller. Now if I press red buttons, what will happen? There you go. Now I'm totally obliterating my hand from the scene, so let's move over like that. Green button, red button. There you go. So all 3 together. There you go. Now the firmware hasn't got the extra relay according to that, has it? Let's have a look. Ah, oh no. Yes, it has. but I've only told it to for this input to actually trigger relay 3. So that's not part of the system at the minute. So that needs to be though, doesn't it? We need to. That's a bit of firmware we need to change. Anyway, we'll log in and we'll go on to the relays. Let's get rid of my cards and ID. Right, let's switch on the main relay. Here we go. Ready? There we go. That's switched on. It just toggles it on. Toggles it on for the egress time. Okay, and then we've got relay 2, which is not connected. It goes through the motions. Relay 3 goes through the motions. And then we can put it on timer or toggle it on. So we toggled it on all together. Toggle the other one on. That's on toggled on. Now we can go off the timer. It's off the timer, but the timer is in off mode. Well, the timer, we're on the timer, but we're in off. And if we go again, timer on, and we switch on the output, similar to a normal central heating timer, and so on and so forth. And you get feedback. So these don't change state until it talks to the engine, and the engine responds back with its status. Okay, so now let's go on to tokens. We're in standalone learn mode. We've got 4 tokens already in. I don't know if you can see this screen. Can you see that screen? Is it too bright? So let's find the spare token. Right, okay. Don't know if this is already on. Let's give it a go. If it's not on, it'll add a new one to it. If it's already on, actually I'm blocking out. It's totally blocking out. Let's put that there. Right. So if it's not, oh god, I'm useless at this. There you go. Let's put that there. Can you see that one? Too much white light. Right. So, and you can't see it over. So over here, it's got 4 tokens already in. Can you see? No, can't really see. Hang on, try that. I'll put that onto the reader. Now, if it didn't put a new one on, it means it was already in there. Let's find another one to put in. Right, here's one. Let's try another one. Ready? Yeah, it's added another one, so you got 5 on now. 5 of them on there, so on and so forth. Anyway, so that's that, and it's quite boring, but honestly, it's different uses for it. Okay, so I'm sick of holding that up in the air, so let's stop doing that. Whoops. Let's stop holding that. Right, so anyway, that's that. Let's get rid. Oh, I've just cleared all the tokens. I've just cleared all the tokens by accident. Anyway, leave it there, man. Right, so let's put that down and switch this off. And it's got a built-in debounce circuit, so if you hit the button quickly, nothing happens. It has to be on for so many milliseconds. And that's it. Let's turn that off. Put that away. So there's my little demonstrator. Let's put that out of the way. Right, yeah, put that out of the way. Oh, gone. So I've got to get rid of the keyboards out of here. And this seat just only wants to travel in one direction, which is awkward. Right, okay. So let's put that away, that little box. If you haven't seen these infills, you've seen it now. There you go. Made these cards, designed them, ready to go. It's got the guarantee on and all that business. Bought some cardboard boxes, ready to go. And we've got the bubble wrap. Anyway, so what we're waiting for is some nylon feet to take the circuit board, and let's find a circuit board. Let's get your circuit board out that hasn't got loads of wires on it. Here they are. Here's some circuit boards. So what we're going to do is this one here. It hasn't got the controller on it yet. All but the controller. So you've got some holes in the corner. The holes in the corners, and what we want to do is feet. 4 little nylon feet to peel off, stick it onto a backboard or back plane or whatever, into a control panel, and it's nicely cleaned up. That has, it's beautifully cleaned up. That has on the ultrasonic cleaner. Look at that. That's fantastic. Not a bit of flux left on that. Brilliant. Nice job. Okay, so anyway, we've got to design a test jig for this, because I don't want to wire up 14 wires and then plug in. I'm still going to have to plug into there to test that, but that's easy to plug in. But the wiring up and the screwing on the terminals, I don't want to do and undo. Imagine trying to test loads of them. You'd have to screw each one and undo it, you know, get the wires in the right place. So we need a test jig for this. We need a test jig. So first thing we need to do is buy a little lever, something with a little arm that you can put this down and then lever it, and it pushes it down the pogo pins. Okay, so I have got some pogo pins already somewhere. Let's find them. Let's find the pogo pins. I'm still overwhelmed with stuff here. Now, what did I do with the pogo pins? What did I do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Find the pogo pins, so they're not there. They're in here. Aha! Aha! Pogo pins! These are nice ones actually. So let's have a look at the pogo pins. Not seen them yet, so let's have a look. Take the pogo pins out. Let's have a look. So we've got a cup on the end. A spring-loaded cup. Spring-loaded cup. So obviously that end gets soldered in. Now that's quite a big thing to solder in to a board. So let's get a blank board. Find a blank board. I've got boards everywhere. Right, let's bring this one down. Here's a bird seeded board. Let's just take the connector off and the other bit, and the sounder. So all we've got on this one. This one hasn't been cleaned, by the way. It's still got the flux on. This one has. Get the flux. We've got to get the flux off it. You know what I mean? Anyway, so the problem we've got here, this one. See, what I've got to use is a footprint that I can put this pogo pin into. Why is it my hands get in the way every time? Right, so they don't go through this hole where the terminals go. So I'm going to have to do a footprint. The idea is that when you put this down, you've got all these in a row, and you push it down and it connects to the bottom. And it saves me having to wire them all up. So we need that one. Definitely need to make that. Now, have I got enough pins? I need 14 pins, probably. Don't know how many is in here, because I didn't buy these. I found these on a Amazon return bundle. Well, I bought some other ones. I got some other ones actually. Actually, where are the other ones? I have got some others. I don't know where to put them at the minute. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, it looks like, well, I think I'm going to have to get them all out. Let's get them out and count them. They're nice. Alright, let's try and put them back in the bag at the same time as counting them. So, anyway, nobody's watching, as normal. Right, so 1, 2, oh my god, how am I going to do this? and it's off screen as well. Right, let's try and do it like this. 2, 3, 4. Come on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 25, 27, 29, 30, 31, 34, 37, 37, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 51. So there's 50 and they've put an extra one in, bless them. Just in case. And they're brilliant people, they always put an extra one in. They're not that tight-fisted that they won't put the extra one in. So I've got them. Now I did have another set somewhere. Now let's see if I can find any more. Can't see it from here. Not seeing it from that one. Not seeing it from that one. And these could be literally anywhere. What are them? Literally could be anywhere. No. Could be anywhere at all, so I'm not going to bother to look too much. Right, so I'll leave that for now. Anyway, I won't be needing the other ones because they're spikes. They're spikes, they'll actually leave a mark, and these ones are cups, they won't actually leave a mark on it. I think I prefer these type. I'll show you my ass again. Shit. Need to get some longer shirts. Anyway. So, UPAS KPV2, more live work, Half Greek Geek this time instead of Dave Paul Jones. Okay. Right, so, yeah, we've got the pogo pins. So we're going to have quite a sizable hole if we're going to put that through the board and solder it. Now, it looks like the whole thing could sit up quite high. Is that a problem? I don't think it is actually. I've been putting off this design for ages now. So now I can use KiCad. Shall I use KiCad? Let's put this one away. Keep the dust off. It says it's all nice and clean. Yeah, see it's all nice and clean. So, I've been putting this off. Now, I'm going to need this test jig. Now, if I make a proper circuit board, I'm going to have to order maybe 5 test jigs. I don't want 5 test jigs in particularly, you know. Do I want 5 test jigs? I don't think I do. One's enough. Now, I could isolation route it. If I isolation route it, I can make a test jig quite quickly, because all it's got to consist of really is let's get all these out again. All the test jig's got to consist of is the extra 2 relays on a board here, right, and a power supply input, a reader on there mounted ready wired in to go to the reader interface. We need an LCD display and an OLED that we can just plug in. Well, the OLED can be just plugged in like that. So that can be plugged in just like that. So for testing, just to make sure it works, the LCD display can be plugged in, and this can be, the output of the relay can be measured for continuity, or even operate a lock, a rim latch. So we could do a rim latch. And you got your inputs, buttons, could be all wired in as well. And we'd have to test the sound. I'd have to do a checklist. I'll tell you what, we could just as well do a checklist now. Create a checklist, so to tick it off. Laminate it as well, laminate a checklist. So we could laminate a checklist to say we test, put the power in, set the voltage, plug different things in. Demo QT, plug that in, and the Larlin TFT, got to plug that in. Now we need to test all these pins. Now it might not be necessary to, yeah, we could do with testing everything really. Obviously need to, if you're selling them, you need to test them. You need to make sure that everything is tested. Okay, so right, so I don't know where to start really for the best. I think what we'll do is leave the design of that. I don't know where to start. It's just too late in the day, you see, when I get home from work to start on anything. It's a bit too late in the day to start on anything too advanced. That's the thing. But I gotta carry on somewhere. So I suppose we could just change the web API for now. Let's do that. Let's switch on. Let's switch on this. You can't see that, can you? It's just out of your range there. Shame. I'll be able to see it there. Right, let's open up the. Yeah, let's get it back onto there for a minute. Right, so let's open it up and let's plug in the USB lead so we can monitor the serial print dial. Okay. Right, so let that carry on for a minute. Yeah, it's just getting. Be glad when I'm past this bit. Anyway, so I've identified a few things that need changing for a UPAS V3. Going a bit ahead of myself there. Let's put some glasses on. I don't get no eye strain. Half Greek geek. He looks like his picture now with his glasses. Okay. Alright, so are we ready? Have we finished initializing? Yeah, maybe. Let's put on the serial monitor. Okay. Let's see what we got. So we're on 198. Right, okay. So we've got a few things we sorted out last time. Let's have a look. Connected to an access point successfully. Oh. Well, I should be initialized an access point successfully, really. Right, let's make sure my phone's on it. Right, so what we need to do is bring up this one here. Let's switch off the bookmarks. Right, so we've got this here. Now we've got to go on to. No, we haven't joined the network yet, have we? Oh no, I can't do it off this one, can I? Right, no, I can't do that. I can't disconnect the stream and connect to the. Not at the minute, no. So what I'll have to do is use the phone I'll have to use the phone to connect to it. And let's see, I'll tell you what, shall we just join a network for starters? Or can we even get into it? Right, let's follow this. Right, we should be able to bring up a... It should find the number. No. BY. Which am I in? I thought I was in AP successfully connected to access point. Alright, so it's not bringing up the SSID. Let's change mode. Alright, so that's station. Can't remember which one it was now. Alright, let's see what it's set up now. Right, okay, yeah. So 2 bleeps indicates access points. So we're setting up an access point. Still trying to set it up on that IP address. Let me connect to it. I've got a few things to iron out here to settle on. Let's say settle on. Right, so we're connected. We want to go over to URL now. Which one do I use? So 198. I thought it was going to give us 198. No, 192.168.0. No, it's .4.1. Right, what's it doing? Reload. No, so let's try that other address. Maybe it didn't do that yet, so let's bring that up. Right, so 192. Okay, let's just go on to 198. Go. Right, so it is 198. Now, which network am I on? Let's have a look. So yeah, I'm directly connected to it. You can't see that. So let's log in. It's let me log in. Save the password. No, thank you. Go away. How'd you go away? Right. Okay, so we're on it. And credentials are good now. So we want to join a network. So let's try and join a network so we can bring it up on the screen so you can see what's going on. Right, network settings. Okay. Right, so everything else is good. Let's just change. Yeah, that's okay. It's all in there. Alright, so why didn't it join the network earlier? Let's try it. Maybe it didn't like the password. Right, let's just save that. Let's see what it said. What's it written? Should write some information. Right, anyway, so let's try and press the button. It's rebooting in station mode. Will it join the network? It'll tell us on screen whether it's joined the network or not. What's that serial monitor doing there? Right, so we're listening on. Right, we've connected to a network, I believe. Yeah, it's got the date and time off the NTP, which means it is connected to the network. So we'll log back in, and we've got direct control over it now. Okay, so that's good. So let's close that down. And are we still on connected? Oh, connected directly to the normal network. Get rid of the phone now. Let's put up this one here and get that same IP address. 198, I think I called it. Yeah, here we go. So we're connected to that now. So all it's had done, it's had a brand new ESP32S node MCU put in it. You can't see what I'm pointing at. Hang on. It's had a brand new controllers in it. So it's blank memory. We've performed a factory reset and reinstated the string settings. Well, we've instated the string settings to make it not a blank, which has brought back our login from the last time we tried. So we can log in now. Our serial number is still not been programmed in. It's managed to connect to the NTP server and get the time. It's in S mode, which is standalone. We're on a default packet address, and that IP address I must have put in earlier. I must have put that in, so that was good. So the only thing we've got to sort out is when we're in access point, it does try and use this saved network address. So I've got to, when I'm in access point, I've got to force it to use the default one instead of this one. Oh no, but you might want to set it differently if you've got loads in close proximity. So is it good? So initially it needs to go to the default one. Once you're in the default one, then you can put your entry in. So I could put the default address where the NTP one is to start with and save that, and then once you've overwritten it with your new network IP address, that's fine. So yes, let's try and do that then. So that's the first thing we've got to have a look at. So let's have a look at that now. Alright, so string message. Alright, enough for 32 characters, so we've got to find that. Right, so here we go. Username and password we sorted out. Network address. Right, here it is, the network IP address. So we want the default setting for that. So that's the base address, or the address to store it. Buffer size and the wireless network address and the settings IP address. Wireless defaults. So we need to make sure, let's find all references. Right. Engine struct, constant character. Right, oh, so I've already amended it there. Did that last time. So you want this is what's printed on my card, you see. That's what's printed. Let's bring up that card so we can reference it. Right, so that card is, where is it? There. Open that. Okay, right. So on this card, we've got this IP address here, 192.168.4.1. That's a standard sort of base address they give you, so that is good so far. Okay, so what we need to do now is go back here. So that's already in. Yeah, those are standard. Everything's standard there. Right, the only thing that doesn't follow it is the default gateway. Now, would that matter? Let me check on my settings. Let's go in and have a look at the default gateway. is still not. Oh, it is actually matching this one. I don't think it does anything with that at the minute anyway. But I suppose it ought to match it. Okay, I think rather than leave that default gateway on that, it needs to be at least match this one. So let's put. Oh no, because that is one. That is a default gateway. So can't have that, can we? Right, so default gateway. What to set it to initially? Right, that is a problem, isn't it? Default, because that's already got the default. Mind you, it's in. Yeah, that would make sense because that's sort of being the default gateway, isn't it? It's being the access point. So yeah, so maybe we'll just make it the same. Let's just make it the same anyway. Just don't think it'll make much difference. So there we go. Default gateway and the IP address is the same. Okay, then once you've put it in, you'll have to change it. Now we've got your multicast IP address, listening ports, and your network time protocol. And of course, the network time is wrong. 18, so it's an hour behind, so it's picking up the wrong information. I wonder why it does that. So UK pool NTP org. I must be. Yeah, I'm initializing something. I changed it last time. Right. Anyway, let's. So your default serial number is 000. Okay. Program name, engine name is --. Engine description, right? It's not a V1 anymore; it's a V2. Engine descriptions: UPAS KP V2. Don't need. You can lose the engine bit. That's it. Okay, so we're doing all right. That looks good. Let's just save that. Okay, so that's good. Everything looks good. Alright, let's go back to this bit. So, so we need to go to main. Need to do a little bit here, don't we? Right, factory reset setting param. So nothing to do with string on here yet. So I thought I found it somewhere. Didn't we find it? Yeah, so I was meant to do some reset string. So we've got string here. So what commands have we got here? Save. So it's doing updating the strings. Where does it? How does it know where to set that? Set param. Upload program. There must be some bit. Oh, it's back up here. So when it initializes this, it's actually, what is it doing? Loading these params from these params into the UPAS params. So it's doing that as a matter of course. Defaults. So by default, it would have to load those in. So when we get default strings, so load the default strings and return the default strings. Okay, there would be set default strings and load config string. So this is where it's doing it. It's loading these up. So we've got, right, if we've got a load engine description, loads a serial number, the engine name. Oh, it's only doing those three. setting strings, right? Is this the other bit? Load Wi-Fi IP address. So it's a module IP address. Is that the right one? I think it might be. SSID password, listen port, send port, username, password. Ah, there it is. So we've got some extra stuff going on here. Right, the network IP address, the SSID, the password, the subnet mask, the default gateway, multicast address, listen port, send port, the NTP server. So that's where it's doing all that. So save config strings. Yeah, it's just doing all that, and yeah, it's doing all that. Right, okay, save string. So what I've got to do is look into the H of this. Right, look into the H. I've got to find out where we're using these set default strings. Needs to set the let's find out all occurrences, find all references of that. Right, so we got, I've just got that, so it's not being used. Not being used anywhere in the code at the minute. That, so okay, so factory reset strings, right? Can you see? Let's see if that's anywhere. Find all references. No, we're not using that at all. Right, load config strings. Maybe we're doing that. Yeah, we're definitely doing that. Save config strings. What is this weird character here? Underlined. Okay. Save config string. Right, clear banks. Clear character banks. Right, I don't know what to do in there. Right, so I'm gonna have to look through main, track it through. Let's have a look. So, right, if params are blank. So it's checking params and settings. And reset factory strings equals 1. So where have I got that? I must be in here. I've got one called reset factory strings, reset factory reset params, factory reset strings, factory reset strings. Right, okay. So it did it, but saying there's any more reoccurrences of this, find all references. There. No, that's not it. Didn't find anything. Right, so when it loads these, if params are blank, factory reset setting. So it's doing all that, which it will be blank to start with. So when we initialized, when I told it to do these two, reset params, see factory reset params will actually write the params. Now factory reset strings, I don't think it will be used. So can we change all occurrences? No. Alright, so we've got it there. We're not find all references. Okay, let's just find in files. Right. Oh, it's got it in the platform. So there is no occurrence of it, basically. Not being used. So by me setting that to 1 didn't make no blindest bit of difference whatsoever. But what I might have done was set in the reset params. So let's find in files. No. Let's go over to main. So factory resets, config and settings. Let's go over to this routine. So it's gonna set params. Okay, it's gonna write. It's gonna look at this. Okay, that's all it's done. Factory set params to byte array. So it's setting a byte array. Byte. So I don't know what it's doing here. Factory reset setting params. It'll be writing it. Yeah, writing. Oh, it's writing the bytes straight to the memory. Delay. There is it going through. Iterate. Yeah, it's writing all the bytes straight to the memory. Okay, so it's only the load commands that do it then. It's doing nothing with strings. So when we restart the module, we need to do get params. Hang on, string messages. So the string messages are here. So we've got our string messages. Right, so use default string. If B is set, use default strings. Right, okay. If B equals states is set, so use the default strings. Equals true. Right, if it's set, use the default strings equals 2. If not, maybe I've got that round the wrong way, you know. If default strings is true, false. Get default strings. Let's see where that's going. Find all references. Right, so bool main get default strings. Right, okay. Where about that? So initialize the output. So I've got a thing that gets the default strings. Right, okay. Got the sniffles again. Why do I always keep getting the sniffles? Right, so we're getting the default strings right up here, which is there. So we're going to the EEPROM. We're checking the byte to see if it's been set. We're getting the default strings and we're returning use default strings. Okay, so what is the point of that? We're returning. So this is probably half finished here. We're not even using the return. So we're not even setting a variable here. So we're trying to use the default strings. We're reading them. Byte. So it's using that, and then it's gonna do if use default strings. Yeah. True. Return. So it's doing nothing. So that is doing nothing other than executing and checking it. No checks have been done. So obviously this was when I was tired and didn't finish completing this section. Must have had enough and thought, I'm going to bed now, to hell with it, like, you know. Right, okay, so we need to sort we've got some code there but it's doing nothing other than reading if bit is set. Let's just check what bit is set is. Peak definition 1. So I'm just writing a 1 to it. Right, don't quite know what's going on yet. This is a problem if you start programming a section and you have to leave it and you come back to it later. Yeah, problem. So that begs the question: how did it correct itself? So that didn't do anything. So how did it correct it? Initialize the engine. Right, so probably at that point. So get position of the list, get config params, get setting params, set engine status. So this gets setting params, go to that one. Load setting param. So it's loading all the params. Just going to the end, display, update device status. So it's loading, yeah, so these setting params, yeah, this is where it gets the info. So it'll load a byte. So if we go to the bit, alright, let's go here, so go to that bit, go to definition. Right, so loaded setting params, just gonna get all this stuff here. And it's going to go down to the bit where it needs strings instead. These are bytes. It's just bytes it's picking up now. And then here we go. This is where it's doing the copying. So, right. So we've got our module Wi-Fi address. This is previous if it's got a module instead of a actual onboard Wi-Fi. So we can ignore that for a bit. Then it goes down to past, right, Wi-Fi, that's Wi-Fi send port, right, so we've got, must have an whole extra load of stuff. Temperature, right, keep going. This is username. So this is where we might have had a bit of trouble last time. If setting username is greater than 0, not request ID. Right, so the username is greater than 0. Right, it would be to start with, because it would be a 255. Oh, what's happened there? It would be a 255 default EEPROM memory without being written, just 255. So if it's greater than, yeah. So what I need to do is less than 255. And if it's less than 255, it'll load it. So it's trying to load it, yeah. And then if it's less than, it'll program mem copy the username default, maximum characters, the value. Then it would send a packet, request a string message, if request data. Oh, if not request data. And not request data, load it. Alright, so then I only do that if yeah. Anyway, let's go down here because this bit seemed to work. So what's different about that there then? So we've got the same going on there. Password, default, right, so it's doing the same thing again really. So the network IP address. Anyway, there might not be a problem. It might just be the way I try to do it. I'm not remembering the right way of doing it. So anyway, it's got it from there. So right, let's bring up this bit. So that is fine. We don't need to do anything with that. What else we got on here? Logins, comms, maintenance, set clock, set date, egress time. So set clock, what we got? 18. So the clock is slightly out. Now it's using so I need to be able to set the serial number. That's done from the main software. So I've got to set the serial number to whatever the system tells it to be. Right, I don't know. Settings, maintenance, toggle system reboot, factory reset. So I need to do a factory reset. I don't think that does anything. No, I'm not telling it to. I need to implement the factory reset. I've got so many different things to do, you know. Okay, now I did have a problem when I went in here. It was crashing the system, wasn't it? So let's see if it still does it. No, it doesn't now. That's weird. That's definitely the blank one I put on. Yeah, it is a brand new blank one. So it isn't crashing the system now. Once those, it only crashed it as long as those were read and written. Let's go through the rest of them. They're okay. That is strange. Right, okay, tokens. Was it tokens? Ah, it was tokens that was crashing it. Right. Blank tokens. Now I know why, I think. Right, I think I know why. So it's always go back in again. So every time you go to tokens, yeah, it's crashing it. So it's looking for a. Let's go back till it crashes. Right, stack smashing protect failure. Alright, so it's done something there. It's rebooted. Right, so what we need to do is look at when the web page is served, see what it's doing. So we need to find that bit now. Okay, so go over to captive portal, multicast connection. I don't know which one it is now. I think it's that one. Yeah, is that the one? Connection. Can't remember which one it is. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's the one. So we've got to backtrack up here and find the bit that the page that's being served when we ask for token screen. And find out where is it crashing. It's only because there's something that hasn't been initialized. That's what that is. Time zones. No, time zones are okay. Settings. No, it's not one of the settings. It's not toggling. So we're not getting anyone up today watching. They probably throw them out with the Half Greek Geek logo instead of the Dave Paul Jones. But anyway. Right, clear dates button clicked. So learn mode toggled. Right, so we're not in learn mode yet. We just went over to tokens. So we want to find tokens. Tokens. Here we go. Tokens. If tokens. Handle request. Okay, that's the initial token screen, so it's not liking that. So your tokens processor. It's a tokens processor that's going wrong. So let's go to that one. Go to the tokens processor. So it's getting to this point here where it's reading the read class learn mode. Read learn mode, read token used. So one of these is causing an issue when it's not been initialized. Don't know which one it is, so let's surmise. So tokens used, read tokens used, read tokens. So there will be no tokens in there. So learn mode, and so let's get rid of these a minute. Let's just get rid of these out of here for a second. So we're going to get rid of those so it won't try and read anything. It'll just read the learn modes. And yeah. Let's assemble that. Let's just go ahead and do that. And hopefully we might be able to go into it without it crashing this time. And if it is, then we can narrow it down and see. We need some checks to see if it's trying to read something that's never been initialized, or well, never been written to. It's looking at the memory, raw bit of memory that doesn't make sense to it. So we need to scratch my arm and then yeah. Progress, small amounts of progress, little baby steps of progress. Right, okay, so let's play some tunes while we're waiting. Not too loud though, don't want to annoy everyone. Okay. Okie dokie. Oh, right, okay. Turn it down a bit. Let's find a better sound. Let's transpose it. No, let's not transpose it. Let's choose another voice. Right, so that's finished compiling. Okie dokie. So what we got this time? So we're okay, and we're connected to the same network point. So let's go back over to this one. Let's just log out and log in and see if we still crash. When we go to tokens, no, we don't crash. Oh, we have crashed. We did crash, but not straight away. We're crashing when it comes to try to update the list. Alright, I've got you, so log out. I'll see what's going on there. So the processor. Oh, we've got multiple crashes going on. Should settle down, shouldn't it? That's weird. Oh, is it settled down now? Yeah. Right, so it's settled down, so we go in. And we go to tokens. Initially, no crashing, so it comes straight back out. And it did crash. Because what it is, every second it tries to update the list. So that is done somewhere else. So let's go back to the main page, which is fine. Alright, so we've managed to sort that, so we know the problem lies there. So let's get this back into the equation. And let's go to tokens used. And read tokens and tokens used. So that's where we're getting a problem. String used, string get tokens used, string of get tokens max. So the get tokens used might have been doing it, or it could have been read tokens. Alright, so it's more like this read tokens. So what we'll do, we'll take out, no, let's find all references to read tokens. Should be 2 references. If it's found on, right, bool, right, read tokens. So we've got server on, yeah, so it's updating the string there, and we've got, yeah, so the initial list there, and we've got, alright, okay, so let's go back to the main read tokens. I don't think it's this one. No, it won't be that one, so it'll be this one here. So we've got a buffer of 260. Right, so what we're doing, because we've gotten the memory not initialized yet, it's trying to read past this buffer more likely. Get tokens used. So this tokens used is probably reporting back a large amount. So let's have a look. If we go on to this, if I go in temporarily and freeze it, see what it reports back tokens used, because that should be able to report back without it crashing. So get ready to look at the token used before it crashes. Here we go. Yeah, there it is. 65,305 of 200. So that's the problem. Got the sniffles again. Keep making me sneeze. Anyway, so there's obviously a bit of a buffer there. Still trying to go crazy there. It's trying, isn't it? Right, it's okay now to settle down. Right, it must have been all the booting. It's bog the routers backing up the data. Must be something like that. Right, so what we need to do now is fix that. Basically fix that. So the get tokens used is coming up with a massive amount of tokens. So go to definition. That's all right once the memory's been written to, but it's the token used is an unsigned long, probably. No, it's a read int. Right, so it's going to read the int. Let's go to that one. Get tokens used. Right, so we're going to go to that. Reading an address. So it's reading an int from an address which has never been written to. So what we need to do is write token used. So get tokens used. We need to write tokens used. Set token used. So it knows there is no tokens used. Yeah, that's okay from the main software. Right, so we need to, yeah, so that's going to do that. So what we need to do is write the amount of tokens used. So we need to find tokens used on the memory. Let's go to that, go to tokens used. Come on, you had it just now. What's the big deal? Right, so here there should be a set tokens used, clear native token memory. So it could just do that. Right, so that's clearing the memory if it wants to. Right, get tokens free, set tokens used. Okay, so we need to set tokens used. If tokens used is not equal to value, token used is not equal to value. Oh, set tokens used, right, so it's going to get the tokens used and it's going to assign it there. If the token used is not equal to this value, then write it. So it's only going to write it if it's different, so it's not going to waste the memory if it's already got the right stuff. So right, okay, so we need to find all references to this. And then what we need to do is alright, has it found it yet? Right, so we need to set token used. Right, so here we go, server on. Oh, this is actually where it clears the token, so is there any other way it's been used? Void. Set token used, yeah, we've got a lot of stuff there. Why have we got commands there? Execute set 0, yeah, we're not going to do any of that. So RFID, so what's this doing? Oh, swipe learn, yeah. Right, so learn method is set token used, so really we're not using it. So what we need to do is when we do initialize, we need to do a set token used to 0. Okay, so somewhere, let's get rid of this a minute. Oh, I need that probably. No, I don't need that. Yeah, we need that. Tokens, get rid of that. Right, our main string messages. So in somewhere in main, when we're doing a reset, I think that's why I've set reset factory strings. We need to set the tokens used, but only, yeah, we need to set token used. So we'll reset factory settings. Now tokens used, where is that stored? Settings or config. Can't remember where that's set now. Let's find where we're using that. Alright, let's have a look. Get tokens used. Tokens. Right, tokens max. Max tokens. Max tokens. Address of tokens. No token used. Must be there somewhere. Token max. Right, so it must be, where is that? So, right, tokens, let's have a look under tokens. Tokens, H, what have we got here? Clear tokens, set tokens max, get tokens, get number of tokens. Alright, so where do we put it? That's the thing. Set tokens used. Alright, so we need to find where we're going to put this thing. Let's have a look at the top. So we've got clear strings. Use default strings. So token is nothing to do with a string, is it? Right, params, have we got tokens used here? We must have tokens used somewhere. Can't remember now whether that's part of the settings. So RFID. Tokens. We got tokens. Token struct. Let's try and look at tokens. Right, so we've got tokens used. Get tokens used. So it's just reading an int from UPAS address token setting. Right, so we need to find that. No, not necessarily. Set tokens used. Right, okay. Right, so we need to find all reference to that. I thought we already found that once. Yeah, we did. So now I think this is only done in the swipe mode. Yeah, so we aren't actually doing it anywhere. No, we're not doing it anywhere on a factory reset. Right, so we're doing that clear. If we clear the tokens first, but we can't get to the button, or can we? Let's have a look. Right, so when we log in, go straight to settings and maintenance. Oh, we've got a system reboot, factory reset, clear time zone clear, but not a clear tokens, because the clear tokens is in the token system here. So now we've cleared the tokens. We managed to get there before it reset and click the button, but that's not really a good way of doing it, is it? It really ought to do it itself. So now there's no problem. We can go straight into, hang on, have I told it not to do something? Right, let's just find out where I was editing something earlier. It's this here, isn't it? So I need to go down the list, tokens processor, and check that out. That's up a bit. Right, so it's important to get this in the right order. This is the problem with adding bits to it and changing it from what it was to something new. You've got to get your list of things sorted out. Tokens processor, right, so we've got that. So let's just go to that. So we're still doing that, and we're still doing that. So we haven't, yeah, we've got it all there. So once we've cleared the memory, we no longer have a problem. We can go to tokens whenever we feel like it. We can put learn mode on. We can learn some tokens. Let's learn some tokens. Howdy doody, everyone. Let's learn a token. Right, did it learn? No. It didn't learn because there's one of the other modes. It's not set to standalone learn, that's why, even though it says learning here. Learn off. Or have I turned the refresh off somewhere? Right, let's come out of that screen. Go back in, go back to tokens. No, didn't learn it. Because my standalone learn mode is not set. Because I set that from the main software normally, so I need to set that. But I also need to make sure it clears the tokens when it's doing a factory reset. So we'll go on to the main. So get default strings, that's nothing to do with that at the minute. So where it goes down to if params are blank, reset factory config params, reset. Right, so let's check in for both of those. If factory reset params is one, reset factory, yeah, so it's doing it there. And that was an automated way of doing it. Okay, so then you can force it, reset strings. Not using that yet. What I need to do is introduce, but do we want to lose our tokens every time? So we can do a check. We've done a check here to see if it's blank. We can do a little routine that checks to see if the token says it's got 65,535, then it's because the memory's blank, it's never been written to. Then we need to set it to blank. So we could easily do that. So it'll never have 65,000 tokens in it. It's only going to have whatever, 1,000, 4,000, 3,000, whatever. So we could easily do that. So we might as well do the automatic one. That's the automatic one, so we don't need to set params blank, maybe. But we did have to set it. Right. Do we force it? Reset factory settings. Strings, it's not a string, so we want to include it here. Params blank. It's not part of params blank, it's part of tokens, isn't it? So what we need to do is go over to tokens, get back over to this bit. Where is it? Right, let's go back over to tokens. Set tokens used, get tokens free, get tokens max. So we need to check the tokens. So get tokens used. So it's just going to return it straight away. So what we want to do is, if it's a stupid amount, it's going to write over it. But I'd rather not check it every time. I want to do it once if we need to clear the native token memory. So that's wiping the memory clean once it's been programmed. We want to set the tokens used to 0, so max, set tokens free. Token setting, get tokens. Right. Get tokens address, so I don't need none of that. Right, set the tokens. Right, from memory. Get number of tokens. Right, so that might be the one that's getting used. Read token setting. Read an int from. Right, so let's have a look at that. Find all references. Right, so okay, so that's not being used anymore. It's not there, so don't know why it's in there. Not finding that anywhere in this particular bit. We'll leave it there for now. Right, so we're not using that bit, so we're right. So we got to go up to the top, find the get tokens, get token, get token, set token, get tokens max, get tokens used. Right, so that's get tokens used, yeah. So it's using this one, I think. Let's have a look, find all references. Okay. Right, so we've got engine command, get tokens used, that's the one that's been used mainly. Get number of tokens. Okay. So we don't want to do it here really, so we need to make a new function. So we've got the function called set token, so we need to read the token. Let's write a little function that says initialize the tokens used. Don't know. Okay, so void init tokens used. Initialize the tokens used. Right, okay. Right, this is only do a check. So we're gonna go so int 16. Why does it not come up with a? No, it's not. It's u. There it is. Unit T6, right, so equals return int tokens used. Or we could just get token used. Right, let's just get token used. Equals, so we need to put a variable there, so let's say tokens used. Right. Let's follow the convention. Right, used equals get tokens used. So we get that, so we say if tokens used. So let's do it, yeah, invalid. So maximum tokens, actually get max tokens. EPROM max. We've already set a max tokens here. As from memory state, yes. So the maximum number of tokens. Let's find out where that's getting that information. Let's find out. So we'll just set, if it's over maximum number of tokens, then make it 0. Because it means it's invalid. So return unsigned int max number of tokens. Right, setting it there to 200. Okay, so there is 200 tokens to start with without the fram memory. Let's find any more. Right, okay. So token used plus fram tokens. So there is something called fram tokens. Tokens. I've already used a unit 16 there actually to do clear the native tokens. Alright, max tokens, so it's getting the max tokens. Get tokens max. Right, so yeah. Okay, so it's all looking a bit, yeah, let's go back to this function here. Right, so if tokens used, Now it may not have been initialized yet, so it should be. But do we call this one get tokens max? Yeah. Okay, so let's do that. If tokens used, right, we need to get tokens max as well. So let's do tokens max and uint 16 t. Alright, so tokens max equals that. Okay, so we're getting the tokens used, token max. So if token used is greater than tokens max, then we need to set tokens 0. Set tokens used to 0. Okay. Then set tokens equals nothing. What we don't want is tokens to be written over. Don't want no tokens to be written over. The memory won't be cleared, but it'll set the tokens to 0, so it won't try to read unformatted memory, basically. So we've got that. Excuse me. What I need to do is find somewhere to execute that, but we'll have to put that into our header. So we need to find this header. Right, so it comes in after clear native memory, just there. Right, so we've got that there, declaring the function. So we need to use that now. We can use that somewhere. So basically we're going to initialize it, and it can do that check every time, but it might... Do we want to do a check every time? Not really. So what we want to do now is we only want to do that check when we're in here. I don't particularly want to compile the memory every time, so we need to do, if the params are blank, right, and if the settings are blank, so let's do it under settings. Let's do it under here, so we'll just create do that first, and then we're going to do that one, and then we're going to close it. So if the settings are blank, we're going to go ahead and factory reset it, set the tokens used. Okay, so that won't get executed this time round, so I'll have to try a completely new controller in a minute, which we can do. Just pull that out, go and pull the node MCU out of there, put a fresh blank one in, try it all again. That's what we've got to do. Right, so we'll compile that. So the settings are not going to be set if the configuration's not set, so that's okay. Let's put a note here. Oops, where's he gone? If tokens are 65535, then memory never written, so set to Oh, so write 0 tokens. Okay, I should sort that bit out. Right, okay, so we compile that. It's not going to do anything this time around because the memory isn't blank. So I'll leave that and I'll try another one in a bit. So that's one thing dealt with. Let's compile it. Save, let's just compile that. Oh, let's play it tune. We'll have a think what I've got to do. There was something else. Something else I get. Oh yeah, the token storage mode was set to default, which is we need to change that when it's a UPAS KPV2 to storing default to storing this type of method. Okay, it's compiled. Right, so that's compiled. Right, let's just have a look. Okay, that's good. Right, let's put that on again. Oh, what's going on? Oh, it's already gone past, is it? Let's give it a reboot. Okay, so the timing slots seem to be okay. Right, so we're back to that. So what we need to do now is set the token storage mode. Now, I thought I'd set that once actually. Let's have a look. Right, no drop frames. We're doing okay on the stream. It's dragging on a bit. Time's going, evening's going. It's 9 o'clock. Oh well. What else? Right, okay. So we're in learning mode. So we're going. Oh no, we're not. We've got to log out first. Log in. And settings, maintenance. System reboot, factory reset, clear a time zone, toggle the station access point mode. Right, so probably be nice to have another couple of buttons here to do to force set 0 tokens. No, you can do that over here though. Go in here and clear the tokens, that automatically sets 0. We're in learn mode. Let's learn a token. Ready? Ah, it won't learn because we're not in the right learn mode. We're in standard mode. So let's have a look at, bring up UPAS. Come on UPAS, show yourself.
Welcome to UPAS.
Okay, UPAS. Hello UPAS. UPAS, what time is it? Not listening today, what's going on? UPAS, what time is it?
The time is 9 p.m.
UPAS, why did you not answer me straight away?
7.
Oh, okay, you're being funny, it's probably noisy. Good microphone this one actually. UPAS, expand 10. UPAS, collapse 10. Right, so we haven't got, we're not introduced to the system yet, but anyway, what I wanted to check was, for instance, token storage mode. Let's have a look. Token storage, here it is. So default mode is, no, that's not the default mode, that's one we've set on a different system, so let's leave that. Let's go to new engine. Let's have a look at the default token storage mode. Yes, it's number 1, UPAS default. Learning method, token learn method disabled. Right, so we need to go into token storage mode. Let's have a look at this one. Token storage mode, so we've set it for standalone learn and instant. So 2, 3 and 2. Right, let's UPAS collapse 2, 3. UPAS collapse 2, 3. UPAS collapse 1. No. Don't do that. UPAS set skin 6. UPAS set skin 6.
Theme skin set to 6.
Right, UPAS collapse all engines. UPAS collapse rack. Oh, it's gone over the other screen, right. Okay. Right, so we finished with UPAS at the minute. Let's close it down. UPAS, what time is it?
The time is 9:02 p.m.
Alright, let's collapse that down.
Thank you for using UPAS.
You're quite welcome, UPAS. Right, anyway. Okay, so let's get rid of that minute. Right. So what we need to do is find the token learn mode in the parameters. Let's just leave that a minute. Go back, let's log out. Right, so we want parameters again. So we're okay on that. We need to find parameters. Params. Here it is. And it's a setting. Token learn mode. I think that's part of the setting. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's not the standard setting. Right, we've got to find it somewhere, wherever it might be. No, it might be not in settings, it might be in configuration params. Let's try it. Right, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, carriage, video, speaker, microphone, display, sounder. I can't remember now. Program button action. Door mode, token storage mode and token learn mode. So this is it's loading it up from these modes. Then you've got a default token storage mode. Right, so if it tries to find, yeah, see what it does, it tries to, when it tries to load the configuration with the get param when the controller boots up, and it looks for the token storage mode, and it looks for a value minimum. A default one I think is 0. Oh no, that's the default one. Then you got the minimum. Can't remember what it is now. Let's have a look. Peak the definition. Right, so it's got default value, the minimum value, and the maximum value. Right, okay. So we're looking at the minimum value and the maximum value. So this is how it knows. When it reads the memory, it'll see a 255 at that location. And I'm telling it if it's over 220 to ignore the value that's stored and just store the default value, basically. So we need to find the default value. Go to, right, so token storage mode, and this is the default configuration. Right, it's looking at default token storage modes, UPAS and disabled. So these need to be changed to match the one that we saw earlier. So, but only if we're in a UPAS v2 or a node MCU. That's it. So I've done one for the program button, so we need the same again. Same format again over here. We can do it from this point here, why not? So we'll don't go to that one. We'll do an else if, hash elif, then a hash end if. These are compiler directives, so I'll just copy and paste that here. Okay, so we're going to change if it's an MCU, which is a UPAS KPv2 as defined in this, whenever this node MCU is node 32S MCU is selected down here, it's going to tell it that is a UPAS KPv2 basically, potentially. Right, okay, so go back to, where did I get to? Params. Nope. Let's go back to that. Go to definition. Right. So we've got a conditional compile here. If it's that, if not, it's default. So we need to select the right one. So we need to go to peak the definition. We've got standalone learn, I think it was. Yeah. So we want number 3 in there. So go back and set that to number 3. Disabled, we want to look at that as well. Peak the definition. 2 swipe wait instant. We want an instant. Learn. Right, okay. Put that in there. Instant. So we're done on that bit. Save. So if it's a UPAS KPv2, I could call it a UPAS KPv2 really, but I'll leave it at that for now. So that's going to select that mode, and obviously that's going to be the default modes. Are these the default modes? There they are, I think. Are they? Hang on. Right, so config default token storage mode. Right, okay, go to definition. Okay, so it's basically copying these defaults and equaling. I must be setting it up as somewhere. Oh, that's the hex. So right, okay, so if I go to engines there, somewhere it will be setting up the default mode. right at the top probably. Engine 1, config params, default, setting param default, yeah, so it's using the same parameters but creating a variable. Say if you do any changes and you decide to revert back, well, you can revert back until you've booted up next time. Yeah, got you. Right, okay. That is good. So let's compile that one then. Let's get back to what we were looking at though. Right, so there's the bit we've just added, so that's fine. So it's not going to do it this time round though, is it? No, because it's already written this. That only writes that if yeah, it only writes that if the memory was blank. So we won't do anything this time. So let's just compile and upload. Compile and upload. Oh dear me. Right, so music. Keeps losing the voice every time you go back. What's the demo like on this one? That's not good. Reggae, how about some reggae? Style reggae. Style 20, reggae 24. Start. Auto bass, single finger. Chord sequencer. Okay, synchro start and go. Okay. Righty-ho, buildings, connecting, go to writing. Doesn't need me to press the program button. Very good. Right, swig on the old drink. Okay, so we've written to that, and this won't change this one in the blindest because it's never going to do those bits. Let's bring up and double check. So let's log in. Right, so I notice it hasn't brought the NTP clock up. I wonder why that is. Right, okay. There's another thing. 1st of January it thinks it is. Right, let's have a look. So, what we're doing, tokens. Right, so we want to see if we can learn a token, don't we? Here we go. Got the token, put it onto the thing. Right, so it's still not learning it because it's not going to write that until it gets a fresh one. But what about our NTP clock? Didn't pick up the NTP time. Should have done. Let's have a look. Settings, network. There's the time. There's the server. But yeah, and that's the right detail there. It's on the network, so why did it not pick up that? That's strange. So let's log out. Let's give this a reboot. Maybe it didn't get it in time. See what it's saying about the NT. Oh, it's got it this time. It's picked up the NTP clock. So I don't know why it didn't get it the first time then. That's weird. Okay, I mean, it doesn't always get it, does it? Oh, and also we've got to build into this a certain time of the day. In settings, we need to log in and go to settings. Now, on the clock, comms, this NTP server, we need to, well, no, it'll be in the clock section probably. In the clock section, set clock. That's how you can set the clock manually from the system time. But we probably need a time of the day, or automatically get the get the NTP time from the network or the internet. Where's the best place for that though? Set dates, egress times, maintenance. So it is a setting to do with clock. Network, right, we've got login, network, so you wouldn't necessarily put it here. So go on to set clock, I suppose. Something like get the automatically sync the clock at 12 o'clock or whatever, or midnight, or every hour, or every 2 hours, or every hour. Probably doesn't need to do that. But if you're not fitting, well, if it does a watchdog timer reboot, for whatever reason, it'll automatically try and get it on startup. But this is just to synchronize the clock. Once it's booted up for a while, days on end, it will start to drift. So it needs to periodically go and get the NTP clock from the network and update it. That's what it needs to do. And this is an hour out, by the way. I need to check that as well, because that NTP clock, it's an hour out. We need to make sure that's reporting the right thing. We should be able to look back up here and see where it got the time. NTP, send an NTP request. Request sent. Listening on. Received an NTP response. Copied response. Set time to, yeah, so it's come back with 20, well, whatever that is. So I'm asking it, I must be asking it. So let's have a look at the NTP clocks. That needs to be fixed. Now I fixed that last time, but it was in the non-British summertime saving. So it brought the right thing back. So let's have a look. NTP, where are you? Modules. Where's the NTP? Network time pro. Oh, have I called it something? Right, UPAS NTP. I think I called it. Where's it gone? Here it is. UDP NTP. So we've got here. In it, send an NTP packet, send a UDP NTP request, so that'll be it. So it'll be in here. Right, so time servers. Address of the time server. Right, okay. How's it just using that instead of using the one I programmed in? Maybe it is still. Maybe it's using this one instead of, yeah, might not be using the one I programmed in. So UDP local port packet, copied response, seconds since convert the 4 bytes starting like right, serial print, second since time zone. Right, so I saw that, didn't I? Say second since serial print line plus time zone. What's that? Where's this? Yeah, it's in that bit there. UDP start, listen. Yeah, it's in update UDP NTP. See where that is. Find all references. We found them. So we've got one there. Alright, so where's got an IP address? Where's his son? Wi-Fi connection management. So it's gone ahead and got the clock. So that's there. Where else we got it now? These are the things. So we'll go back. Right, so down here, I've got to make sure it's getting. What was that one that it got? The time server. Are we using time server? No, can't see time server yet. Epoch. Send. Oh yeah, time server. There it is. So we're basically asking for a request from the time server, which needs to be an IP address. But we're not loading the one up. Didn't get to that, but there's another bit I didn't get to. So no wonder it kept bringing up the wrong one. Different times of the year. Right, okay. So time server, we need to find all references of time server. Probably only find 2. One file, so we've got the definition and the setting. So right, okay, so that needs to be changed to my IP address. So I need to get the IP address from. So that one is that time server. Let's have a look where that's getting its time from on the net. Let's just have a look here. See if it knows. What's that going to do? Can't be reached. Oh, because it's a time server, isn't it? Right, so let's see if it. No, it doesn't like none of that. Okay, we'll leave that alone. Right, we'll leave that alone. So I need to put my IP address from here. From there, that's not an IP address though, is it? It's a server address. Okay. That's expecting an IP address. And I've got this one. I can't put that in there, so that's probably why I left it at that. So I am going to have to try to translate this somehow. Maybe change the function to take a. Alright, so it wants an IP address, definitely. And it still wants the IP address there, yeah. So it's going to have an IP address. So let's see if anyone else has had a problem with this. Right, so we need to find. So that's my function I wrote, I think. Can't remember now. Yeah, probably. Yeah, because I'm putting it into a packet buffer. Alright, so I'm sent memset into packet size. I'm actually sending it a packet. Stratum or type of clock polling interval. Polling interval. Peer clock precision. All NTP fields have to be given values. Now you can send a packet requesting a timestamp. So it returns a timestamp. Connect, right, close. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Initialize values needed to form NTP requests. Okay, so time server. So it needs to be converted into an IP. I need to convert something into an IP address. So I need to convert an NTP server address into an IP address. How am I going to do that? Don't know. Let's Google it. Let's Google it. Let's try and find out. Right, so Arduino convert NTP server address to, it already knows what I'm trying to do, IP address. Cannot connect to an NTP server with a fixed IP. Right, okay. See what that's got. Let's see what Mama has to say about the subject. Right, so we got that. Print a local time now. Remember that same issue months ago, blah blah blah. Time library. No, we don't want the time, nothing to do with the time. Server IP address. Server IP. Ugh. God, starting to yawn now. Okay, so we've got weather server, that's right. And then we're going to go set time, print, contact the output server, IP address, by host name. Oh, here we go, but Wi-Fi by host name. Host by name. What does that do then? So that obviously is putting NTP server name into time server IP. Print time server IP equals end. Okay, so you get your time server IP. Where is it getting that from? There. Okay, so you create your time server IP, put your host name in there, and it must be built into Wi-Fi then. Let's try that. Let's see if we can make that do the business. So let's get a random server from the pool. Right, fair enough. Yes, what we want to do is do that, and it'll automatically put our IP in there. Okay, back to the code. Getting some progress done tonight. That's good. Right, so we've got our IP address, time server. Is that what we just picked out from there? No, time server IP. Similar thing. Okay, so that's our time server address, but we need to get. That's okay for now until we come to use it, but we need to load it. Is there initialize on it? Hang on. UDP, NTP, listen port, packet, receive packet, sync. What is that? Oh, that's the listen packet, right, okay. Since, don't know if that's being used actually, yeah. Oh, that's executing this. Right, so we've got our time server. That's okay here. Oh no, we've got to, before we do this, we've got to get our, okay, so we've got to go here. Right, we've got to go here and time server IP. Do we need that one? No, we could just use that one. Where's it gone? There it is. So, yeah, we could just take that one. Let me just check the code on here. Right there, I haven't actually specified there, so okay, I don't have to specify all that. So we could just initialize a variable with nothing in it, really. Well, Right, so we'll go down here. We'll leave that at one up where it is up there. So we'll go down here and we'll do an IP address, server IP. We'll leave that there. But Wi-Fi by host name, NTP server name. Right, so we need to get the server name. So we've got to retrieve that server name. So that's going to be done in a setting. It's a string. Now the server name, what kind of style is the server name? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the code. So this weather server name is a character array. So the character arrays, okay. Character array, so we need to convert. Oh no. Oh, that's it there. NTP server name. It needs to be a character array. So we need to make sure we've got our string as a character array. Character array, yeah. It's a string, so convert the string to a character array. I think I've got routines for that somewhere already. Okay, this gets complicated, isn't it? It's tempting to leave it, but I've got to get it done. Doesn't necessarily, yeah, we need a basic feature. Need to have it on. Right, so we've got our, I don't know if that'll execute yet. So we've got our NTP server name. No, we haven't. So we need to get that. So let's put that variable in as well. Right, so constant character. I can turn a string into a constant character though. I know how to do that. I've done that, so that'll be easy. So let's just copy that over to code up here. Let's put it in here. NTP server name, constant character. Oh right, so that's yeah, that's going to be a constant character there, so that's not going to be able to. Can't be constant character array, can it? We're going to have to take that off. But is the routine expecting a constant character array? Let's find out. Right, let's go to definition. Will it load it up? Yeah. It is expecting a constant character array as a host name. Has it got an overload? Generic class. There might be a different class again. Right. No, it's expecting a constant character array. So you try and give it a non-constant, you ain't gonna like that, but we should be able to. Right, so yeah, that looks like that's all it is. Right. Okay, so if I go about that, we need a constant character array, so we can do that. I've done it somewhere before. Let's have a look here. Get default strings. Getting complicated. I didn't want this to take up this amount of time tonight, but what can I do? Do I stop? Do I stop and leave it for a bit, or I don't want to stop and come back to it. Right, let's go back to the clock. So I've added this bit here. It's got the that one there, and it's got the new one at the top, so it should be able to compile at least. Right. So it will compile. But I need to turn this server name. Tell you what, I'll go up to. I'll manually put it in for now. It's a bit cheating, but it'll allow me to compile it and test it, but come back to it. So what I'll do is I'll copy that off this. Obviously that's got to be able to draw that in, so I'll have to work on that. I'll work on that too. So the server name is going to be this one here. Okay, so that should bring that one in, and so we don't need this one. Yeah, we're still using that one at the minute. Okay, so we could modify it slightly. We'll leave that one alone. Leave that alone for a minute. And where it sets the time server, we'll put in time server IP. And we'll get rid of the other one after. Or should we get rid of it now? Let's leave it for now. Right. Okay, so we've got everything there. That should convert that to the server name to a server IP, and then that requests it there, and TP request breaks it up. Where does it use that string then? Where does it use address? There. Connect to the address. Right, okay. So why can't it connect? Surely I can connect straight to a... Let's have a look at that. Maybe I can connect straight to that. Constant IP address. So it does want an IP address. Is there a overload? Listen, IP address. It looks like it wants an IP address, proper IP address. Okay, fair enough. Right, so let's compile that and upload it, and I should get the clock set correctly this time. But it's not using my parameter yet, so I need to write later a routine to get the parameter and convert it into an IP address. So we'll do that another day. Let's save and see if it'll let us compile. Or will it come up with a nasty error? Oh no. Chord select. You can record with this as well. Right, select 24 voice 24. Right, is there a piano? Voice 0001. Right, so it's telling me it's 2038. That's still wrong, isn't it? Oh, that's weird. That is weird. So it's that is crazy. What have I done wrong? IP address. Right, okay, local port. There's the IP address. Server IP, yeah. Server name. Okay, so maybe this is being called from somewhere else. Find all references. Right, so IP address. Yeah, and send. No, it's not anywhere else, is it? Okay, so that is weird. Why it's still finding the address wrong. Can't believe that. Let's try again. Let's just minimize that. Go log out. So it's 2040. No, it isn't. But I did do something in a setting to. Right, let's just reboot it. Not quite sure. Let's reboot. No, still reporting that. So maybe when I adjusted it to an hour forward, I didn't need to. I know what I'll do. I'll go online. And I'll put this. See what this is going to give us. So I'm going to put this in. And see what the default setting is. So I need an NTP server. Let's go on here. Right. NTP checker. NTP server online test tool. Right, okay. So I'll put that into there. Run NTP server test. Right. So once it's reporting 2041. So it's not my program, it's actually reporting. So it's the locations, United Kingdom. And it's actually reporting UK pool NTP. Right, okay. So what is going wrong? Why is it reporting the wrong an hour out? Direct link to the NTP server. Let's have a look at that. Oh, what's that done? Yeah, so it is reporting that. But why wouldn't it report the right time? I don't get that. So it's 2142, definitely is, and it's reporting 2041. Well, 42. So but I want one that reports the right time, don't I? I don't get that. UK pool. Reverse DNS host name. IP address, right, okay. Okay, so I wanted to use that one because it picks it up dead quick. It responds quickly. Which one have I put in? Yeah. This one, it picks up, responds quite quick. Alright. Let's change that for a 1. So let's go back up here. Don't know what that'll do. Let's try that and see if what time it reports back. No, still the same. It's just another server of the same thing. Let's try 2. Now, Stratum -1. Accuracy check against Stratum -1. Multi-GS. Yeah, I'm out of my depth here. So I need to add one to it? No, that's not going to work, is it? Well, why does it say UK then? It's UK server, but it's bringing up, I don't know. Right, see what Mama has to say on the subject. Right. An hour behind. See what that says. In most cases, best to use the pool NTP or to find NTP server or 0 if you need multiple server names. Right, what is this all about? NTP pool project. Right, so up to 3. IPv4. There are 202 active servers in this zone. There are... Right, okay. So how do you use this thing? So, what do we do? Put an hour on it? Take an hour off it? What is the point of having a UK pool time that puts back? Or unless that only reports the real time, and the daylight saving you have to do yourself. Right, I'm not sure. So 2000, there are 2000. Don't understand. Okay, that's a weird one. Let's just ask the question then. What is the best sensitive server for the UK? Pool. Most cases, you need multiple server names. So I'm already using the best one. Giving me 1 hour out. See what that says. MTP works in UTC time. If the server is correctly synchronized, then the time zone settings in the client are wrong. Alright, okay. Don't know. It uses an UTC time. Right, so I'll just put Arduino. Time library not changing. No. Okay. Let's have a look. A lot of code, so oh, config time offset. Right, okay. Daylight save. I think I've seen that before, that config time. Let's have a look. Am I using config time anywhere? Config time. Using something here. Time T. Time library set epoch. Engine date time set epoch. Right, okay. So I'll set the time. That's where it sets it. Right, so it's converting the time since the epoch. Time zone. Right, so plus the time zone, second times the sign. So where's it getting time zone? Let's have a look. Time zone. Time zone 0, Central European time. There you go. CET. Is that what it just told me about? Central GMT. Yeah, so I'll go back a minute. Go back. Go back. No, forward, forward, forward. Right, so yeah, send. I don't know. Offset second. Right. Okay. Back to there. So Central European time. Let's find out what that is. I don't know. I want to convert that to Central European time. Will change, won't it? That's the problem. Right, 22:48. So that's an hour in front. Brussels. Your clock is 52 behind. Your clock is 52 minutes. What's all that about? Date and time. CET is 1 hour ahead of Coordinated Universal Time, UTC. Times what a confusing load of stuff. Central European time. Standard time for Central and parts of Western Europe, which is 1 hour ahead of Coordinated Universal Time. 1 hour ahead. UTC. So now to see what now Need to find out what UTC is. UTC. Right, okay. Current time zone. Current universal time is 5 hours ahead of time in New York. Hang on. Thomas Telford. Hang on, let's go here. Right, so we've got 2050, yeah. So it's picking up UTC time. Greenwich Mean Time. So it is an hour behind. What? Confusing as hell, man. Yeah. So what do I do? -1. Time zone 0. Oh, time Eastern Standard Time -5. I'm sure I've done this before. Then it ends up changing. Alright, let's just go put -1. Right, let's try that. I don't know. Let's upload that and try that. Okay, let's do a what's his name? Can't remember his name now. Charles O'Brien. What's his name? Richard O'Brien. Could sing Waiting in Vain, I suppose. Well, that controller keeps writing itself without having to press the button, so that's good. Unless the button's stuck in. Right, we're finished. Let's see if it gives us the right time now. 1952. It's took an hour off, innit? What I should have done is put an hour on, shouldn't I? Yeah, should have put an hour on. Okay, so let's put an hour on. There you go. This is going to have to be changed every time, isn't it? I'm going to have to work that out. I've got to do some research on that. Okay. I have to research that. Still writing to it. That's a good one. Maybe they put a different chip in it. Some people use two different harmonicas. Johnny Cash did. He got one in one hand, one in the other. Must be a different octave or something, or harmonic frequency. I don't know. 21:53. We've got the right time, but when we do daylight saving, it's not going to be the right time. Anyway. Need to work on that, but we have got the right thing going now. So that one, we're not find all references. I don't think we're using that anymore. No, so we might as well take that out of the system. Save the variable. Okay. There's some more work to do on that to make our variable match it. So that's okay. Right, so anyway, let's commit our changes. Commit. Let's just put NTP changes. Oh. What happened there? NTP, what else did we do? Standalone learn. token storage, whatever, that'll do. Okay, push it up to the wherever I'm storing this one now. Is that GitHub or DevOps? Can't remember. Anyway, right, that's that. Let's close that. Let's get rid of that and that and that and that and that and that and that. And minimize this. Get rid of that. And got the right time now. 2 hours and 40 minutes. What? 3 hours to do that little bit. No wonder it took me 12 years. Anyway, let's just go through it. Alright, so relay, extra relay, and other extra relay, and clock. Okay. Let's go to tokens. We've sorted the token crash. I'll tell you what we haven't done now. Oh, we can't do a learn yet, can we? We unlearn, it's not going to learn. Right, so what we need to do now, do I want to go through it? Or maybe next time, we've already gone on long enough. So next time we will put a complete blank one of these in there. We've got plenty of them. Let's get on to this bit. So I've got plenty node MCUs in the packet. So I'll put a fresh blank one in and we'll go through the process and hopefully we can follow the instructions on here. Right, so we want to browse for the Wi-Fi station. Select your ID from the label, which will be something like this. Default value, enter an IP address. We've got to sort the DNS out so it goes straight to that IP address anyway. And lets you in. Yeah, so we're getting closer. Getting closer. Okay. Oh, I'll tell you what I need to do as well. Settings, network. I need to be able to set the port, the HTML port from 80 to 8080 or 81, 82, 83. So we can use yeah, so we can use, let's close that down, bring this up. So yeah, so set that so we can use forgot what I was talking about now. Christ, never mind. I blame the statins. Well, that's going to be it. I'm going to go and have my tea. Okay, so we can do outro now because we were doing this project. So anyway, that's going to be it. So oh, I haven't even took any keyboards out yet. The night's gone. Oh well, what can you do about that? Nothing. Right then, so that's it for today. I'll talk to you again in the next one, hopefully tomorrow night. Friday night tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah. Definitely got to do one Friday night. Okay. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. Ta-ra.